Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. We will not shut up. We won't. We won't go quiet into the night, right? We won't be pushed off a mountain, right? Pushed off the edge of a cliff, right? We won't be knocked off the edge of a building. We won't be kicked into a hole like this is 300. We just will not. Sorry, ladies. So for those of you that checked out the link in the description, it is of Phil Scott. Shout out to Philip Scott. He's covering a young, well, apparently not that young, but a young lady, 39 years old, got all the makeup on, and she's essentially saying, guys like me, yes, Mr. Z, other content creators need to shut up. We need to date each other. She because apparently somebody online called her washed and explained to her how she's maybe not deserving of some of the things that she's asking for, which I don't know about telling women that, right? I don't know about telling them that. I just love telling them the numbers and telling them figure it out. And when they realize the lottery ticket numbers that they working with, right? Because to me that's much more effective when you can put their delusion into numbers and you can tell them, okay, what you're looking for is like a fraction of a fraction of a fraction, and that doesn't mean you won't get it. I mean, people still do win the lottery, don't they? But the likeliness, right? And this is not about necessarily getting some glee from women's pain per se, but it is about saying like, what did y'all think? But the thing is, they're not thinking. That's the whole point. They're feeling their way through this, and or they're just going with it. I want this because it looks shiny and nice, and other women have it, or other women don't have it, and that's why I want it because it's exclusive, right? Uh, right. So and it's sad because the at least with makeup on, the young lady is attractive, or not so young lady is attractive. At least with all the makeup on, now she got a pound of makeup on. That's the thing, right? Like, and Phil did say he saw her TikTok, and like apparently she may not be all that attractive without the makeup. So I'm not 100% sure. But at least that's how Phil was. He didn't say that verbatim, but that's the impression that he gave me, Mr. Z. But yeah, so I want to stress this, ladies. You don't get to tell men to shut up. And shout out to Phil for calling it out. And I want to say this: all you LGBTQ people that keep on letting women, black women, slide with implying, suggesting, straight out saying that straight men are gay as an insult, straight black men are gay as an insult. That let us know where y'all stand and how hypocritical y'all are, how fake y'all are, and a bunch of what y'all are doing is fake rage. Because many of us have seen it. A black woman will be standing there with her LGBTQ homeboy, and they will be insulting, and she will be insulting a straight black man about his sexuality, implying, suggesting, or just outright saying that he's gay, and that gay homeboy would just eat that, just like it's nothing. We know where y'all stand. So cut the fake outrage when a black man or a straight man says something that you deem, oh, that's homophobic. Apparently you don't care about homophobia, really. You clearly don't actually care about homophobia, right? And there's other videos I want to cover from Phil also. Shout out to O'Shea. I actually want to cover the other video that O'Shea did of Phil, and that Phil did of it looks like maybe a Latina, or she looked somewhat one of those kind of like racially ambiguous type of what are you women, but she was covering the fact that so many men are just dropping out of the dating field. What did y'all think, ladies? Right? What did y'all think? How is this supposed? This is like one of the running themes of Mr. Z's channel. How is this supposed to work? How is this supposed to work? So, back to the subject at hand. No, we will not shut up. And no, we're not LGBTQ. Ladies, you felt slighted, and for decades, you told men, black men, how trash fathers we are. You told rest of white society and everyone that would listen around the planet how, just because you were trying to get the crumbs off a racist white people's table, whether they're liberal or conservative, you told the world how horrible black men are as fathers, how horrible black men are as husbands, how horrible black men are as boyfriends, how horrible black men are as baby daddies, how horrible black men are, period. They're not working, they're lazy, they're shiftless. You took all the racist white tropes, painted them black, and you regurgitated them to the entire world. Black men are selfish. Black men are selfish lovers. Black men, things that people really did. Black men are secretly gay. Every chance they get, they go run after some white woman or some white man. And now, yes, the black manosphere is giving some a bit of verbal pushback, but for the most part, most men aren't saying much of anything. Most black men aren't saying much of anything. Through their actions, they're letting you know, though, right? And it hurts. Oh, it burns when there's no black sperm in the sperm bank. Oh, it burns. So let me get this right. So we're getting to the black men can't even die right type of conversation, right? Black men can't even apparently masturbate right, right? Black men can't even masturbate right and leave some of their seed for women that despise them, right? So now we're in the place where black men aren't leaving their seed for women. Now we're in the place where black men are increasingly not dating. We're even to the place where on the fringes, some of your sons, some of your grandsons are not even interested in dating. They would much rather take the Jergen lotion and jerk off, right? Right? Ladies, what did y'all expect? And you want us to shut up? And you're implying that we're LGBTQ or we need to date each other? Actually, according to the numbers, ladies, you know who's dating each other? Black women are. According to the numbers, you know who's dating each other more than any other group in America? Black women are. So if you're gonna levy some LGBTQ thing as an insult, not as a fact, not as anything historical. No, if you want to levy LGBTQ lifestyle as an insult, actually, the group of people that's really engaging in this because of a dearth of partners is actually black women. Yikes, right? And Cheryl Bentley says, when white men won't want black men, when white men want black men, right? And it's fascinating, and it's a lot of it is projection. Everybody knows this. I'm not saying anything new or spectacular, revelatory. A lot of it is projection. Oh, what y'all should do is date each other. Actually, ma'am, black women are dating each other, right? Black women are the most LGBTQ group of people in the country. Definitely bisexual group of people in the country, right? And saying, well, what y'all need to just shut up. All these podcasters, all these, and thank you for catching it. Also, Phil, I caught it when she said it. They even till this day, oh, they hate Kevin. Do y'all understand the level of rage? They think they saw Kevin as like not just dangerous. They saw Kevin Samuels as like an existential crisis. Beelzebub himself. Lucifer himself, and we're all Luciferians. Satan himself. Kevin was the worst. Like Kevin is like their Hitler. Like he is over here goose stepping, hell Hitlering all through these internet streets, even in his death to them. They still to this day they hate Kevin. They even till these are the type of people that was dancing on his grave because they thought the conversation would end with him. No, ladies, the conversation started way before Kevin. Oh, and it's still going on. Oh, let me take that back. Some of us are still having the conversation. Some of the boomers and the Xers and the millennials, older millennials. But once you get to the younger millennials and the Gen Z, they ain't no talk. Like Phil said, they grabbing their passports. Yes, it's a handful. Kim Foster is right. But what they're really doing is SYSBM. SYSBM. And what SYSBM means also is some of them are just not going to date. Some of them are going to jack off. Just like y'all say y'all have resigned yourself to being single for the rest of your life, a handful of these dudes are too. Which one of you mean it, the men or the women? We'll see. I said it before. I meant it because it's not something to actually be proud about or think it's funny. Men will lose. Women will lose more. If y'all want to play the gender war game, which I remember Mr. Z said, I don't suggest we do this. I said it clearly. Men will take casualties. Men will self-delete. Yes, there might be some men that go LGBTQ. Men will lose. Women will lose harder. This ain't no winning game. There's no winning in this. You have two sexes on the planet. There is no winning this. Men will lose. Women will just lose harder. Period. Now the lady telling us to shut up because she think will go away if the podcasters and the people like Mr. Z doing streams and lives if we could just go away. If we could just fall off the edge of the planet, then what? Women could keep on doing what they've been doing, marrying and getting divorced and taking half, taking the kids, where they could keep on doing what they do and talking crap about men with no response. Where they could keep on doing implying that black men are LGBTQ because they won't date them. What they could keep on doing, making a 50, 60, 70 grand a year and then demanding a man makes more. And then suggest that you less of a man if you don't make more. Well, so y'all could keep on doing that. Oh, wait, so y'all can have sex with all the men that y'all find attractive, all the jocks, up until you're about 30, 32, and then they kick you off of Mount Olympus, and then you come back to the men that you don't find attractive, you don't find appealing, you marry them, and then you divorce them within 5 years because you never wanted to be with that nigga in the first place? You want to keep on doing that with no men critiquing it, right? That's why you want us to shut up. Because men's pathology, black men's pathology, supposed to be out there in the forefront for everyone to see, and we're supposed to critique it, right? And turn it into a social science. And black women's passport through this society should be how much they talk negatively about black men. That's how they get to move around in this society. How great is your contempt for black men? Let's see. Let's rate it. Oh, your contempt for black men is only at a level 2. You need to get your weight up. Ooh, yours is at a level 4. Okay, you could come in. Right? And Kevin C, thank you for the super sticker. Y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Thank you button for the replay squad. And the reason why I'm covering this definitely is because of that, once again, implying, suggesting that black you, and we know she's talking about black men, but that men are LGBTQ and that we should just shut up and go away, right? Just shut up and go away, right? Just shut because that's the way, and we got women in these spaces. Y'all tell me that's not true. That's the way women work. If we just if I just don't talk about it, right? If we just don't talk about it, and if we pretend like it doesn't exist, then everything will be okay. Let's just not talk about the cancer, right? No, ladies, the young men, the boys, the adult men were already thinking this and talking about this like in this way at the barbershops anyway, right? They're already talking to each other like this in their rooms anyway, at friends' house, at get-togethers anyway, right? These conversations were being had anyway before Kevin, before the internet, before social media. And yes, it is sad to be living in this technologically advanced society, and human beings, men and women, specifically in the West, are at a cold war with each other. All across Europe, both Western and Eastern Europe, in South Korea, in Japan, in North America, right? All the advanced societies on the planet right now, the men and the women are at a cold war with each other. Birth rates are falling off of a cliff. Marriage rates are falling off of a cliff. Young people refusing to date. We're at the place now in the West, we went completely the opposite direction. A generation ago, it was, oh my God, all these young people having oops babies. All these extras having children out of wedlock. One generation later, all these millennials and Gen Z not having children at all. Right? So all these younger boomers and all of these Xers were having oops babies and having children out of wedlock and not getting married. A generation later, and millennials and older Gen Z are not having children at all. Right? So to all my conservative brethren, well, you kind of got what you want, kind of, sort of, kind of. You wanted them to stop having children out of wedlock. Well, they are. They just not having kids at all now. Right? And I'm being a little funny. I know what y'all meant. I understand having children within wedlock, within a nuclear family. And Mr. Z actually agrees with that. They just took it to the extreme and said, all right, if we can't have and once again to the conservative brethren that say it's all about the money, all right, well, the women said bet. Right? Oh, y'all don't want us to have kids out of wedlock and it's supposed to be all about the money? All right, I'm not looking for stable now, I'm looking for baller. Right? Screw stable, I'm skipping over that, I want baller. There will be no marriage and no children unless you make six figures at the very base end. And really, what they really want is a seven-figure dude. Don't let anybody fool you. Right? And the reason why this matters and why this is a larger macro conversation is simple. She went at the podcasters. She told us to shut up. Because they see this as an existential crisis. They see what things like Mr. Z does on my little scale, to what BGS does, to what O'Shea does, to what Angry Man does. They see that as an existential crisis. They see that as an existential crisis. They see what Kevin did. All they see from he was insulting us. No, you were insulting, dear ladies. If y'all don't get it yet, or if you get it and you're pretending, let me unfog those glasses for you. Your biggest issue is that you embarrassed yourself in front of the world. It had nothing to do with Kevin. He called us fat. He said we were built like linebackers. He said, no, no, no. Let's be very clear. That wasn't your issue. Your issue is that Kevin allowed you to embarrass yourself in front of the world. Your issue is that all of you thought you would have been able to catch him up and you couldn't. And even in death, a year after you, oh, it chaps your ass. You know what really grinds my gears? And so now, this lady is not the first. There's been a couple of women that said, we need to get these men off of these podcasts. We need to get these men off of these streams. We need to get these men off these streams. Shut them up. Take their mics. She's not the first to say that. Because they think if they could shut us up, then this all goes away. And they could go find them some lame ass, naive ass white dude to save them from Blackistan, or some baller black man that doesn't know his foot from his ass. They could be out here with D boys. Shout out to Marjorie. Ooh, goddamn, Mr. Z. Right? They could be out here with street dudes and then level them up into a legitimate man that's making baller money. That's why they want Mr. Z to shut up. That's why they want, Obsidian to shut up, Angry Man to shut up, BGS to shut up. Shut up! You've given away our secrets. Right? What did the lady say on Obsidian's channel? Y'all singing. Stop singing. It's not about y'all being passports. It's that y'all singing. Translate. Y'all are telling why you're leaving. Just go in peace. Just go in silence. You don't got to tell the whole world, wait a minute, wait a minute. This is not coming from the same group of people that for 40 years was putting out books and movies and articles and songs about how horrible black men are. This ain't coming from that same group of people now, is it? Because you could talk about rap all you want. What else you got? Oh, this is not coming from the same group of people that for decades, from Black Macho to Color Purple, right? To What's Love Got to Do with It? Y'all turned that damn Tina Turner story into like black lore. Like every black man was out here, Ike Turner, just backhanding black women left and right. All type of waiting to excel, all type of no scrubs. No scrubs was like the biggest song ever. It was like the biggest song ever. Four Color Girls back to back to back, just body blows to black men back to back. Kidney shots back to back. Then y'all resurrected, and Indigo Flow says, we don't even know who Ike Turner is. They resurrected Ike Turner again. Y'all remember when Instagram first really started blowing up, and everywhere you went was the picture of Lawrence Fishburne playing Ike Turner, turning around with that look like, you uh, say one more word. And it was just it was everywhere. That meme was everywhere. How many people realized that was Lawrence Fishburne? That wasn't the real Ike Turner. Number one, those Gen Z and those young millennials, they don't even know. They don't know the story, and they don't even know who was it that was telling. Was it Judge Joe Brown that was telling us actually Ike might have not been the one that was out here beating up on everybody. Actually, right? And this lady is telling us to shut up. And what y'all need to do? How about y'all date each other? How about y'all date? I said it. Y'all keep on talking about how air quotes homophobic black men are. Y'all know black women are the real homophobes while at the same time being LGBTQ as hell. What y'all need to do is date. How about y'all date each other? And she thinks she's being slick. No, and this is why the numbers are important. No, actually, based on the numbers, who's actually dating each other the most in America are black women. Mr. Z, by the way, Mr. Z isn't making that up. I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm not saying that to be funny or snarky. In reality, the group of people that date each other the most in America are black women. So while you're trying to make a funny and be sarcastic, Miss 39-year-old, Miss Angry that the brothers was saying, yeah, yeah, maybe you might want to relax. You sounded crazy. And it's not just your age, it's your age with that attitude. And now that we see how you have all this makeup on, you're talking about money in this lifestyle. You going in on the male podcasters, and you're telling us to shut up, and you're telling us that we're LGBTQ or we need to participate in LGBTQ activity. Isn't it interesting when these people speak like, well, it's clear y'all don't like women? Actually, once again, based off the numbers, the people that don't actually seem to like the opposite sex because of their own sexual activities, ah, maybe it's the women. Hmm? Maybe it's the women. Hmm. Based off the divorce rate, who's the one that really don't like the opposite sex? Ooh, goddamn, Mr. Z. Based off of who's filing for divorce, who's the one that really don't like the opposite sex? Uh-oh. Based off of who breaks up with who more even before marriage, who's the one that doesn't like the opposite sex? Yikes. Based off of alimony and who gets the kid, who's the real one who doesn't like the opposite sex? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Huh. There's not a mantra of I don't need no woman going around for a few decades. There's definitely mantras of I don't need no man going around for a few decades. Based off of all of that, who's the sex that actually keeps on talking like they don't need the opposite sex? You don't get to tell us to shut up just because we're hurting your little feelings. because now you can't find no now it's making it just a little bit more difficult for you to find a naive dude that'll scoop you up so you could play him and divorce him in 5 to 10 years and take half. I'm sorry we messed up your master plan. Oops. I'm sorry we're dear the crystalline charisms of the world. I'm sorry we messing up your master plan that you could get pregnant by a black dude that you admit isn't a bad father, get mad that he won't marry you or y'all just can't make it work, and then go find some naive white dude to be your fallback plan. Then after a little while y'all even get divorced. I'm sorry that you feel like black men are putting too much salt in the game and white men are over here listening in, and so they won't even be the naive lameoids, the simps that you fall back on when you've burnt all your bridges in the black community. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that's why y'all telling us to shut up, Chrissy. I'm sorry that's why y'all telling us to shut up, Yanni. Us to shut up, Paris. Because y'all think y'all gonna go find. This is the thing. Okay, maybe it's not gonna work in the black community. Too many of these brothers know what's going on. I'm gonna go find me some lame simp ass Latino. I'm gonna go find me some lame simp ass white dude. I'm not even gonna bring up the Asians. They not checking. So let's be very clear. I'm gonna go find me a lame simp ass. Don't really know what's going on. Naive, vagina starved, non-black man, and I'm gonna try to make it work with him. I'm probably gonna still divorce him within 10, 15 years though. Is that why y'all telling us to shut up? Let's look at the if women are the ones filing for divorce at 70 to 80%. Is it and women like this young lady are the ones telling men, black men, that we need to shut up. Why are you telling us that we need to shut up? Is it because we're gonna get in the way? We're gonna tell that young man, are you sure you want to marry her in the first place so she could file for divorce? Right? Is that why y'all telling us to shut up? Who is it, Tia or Tamara? Which one of them divorced their husband and is trying to thirst trap on the interwebs? Is that why y'all telling us to shut up? Y'all telling us to shut up because we're overemphasizing Tracy Ellis Ross sounding schizophrenic as hell? I'm okay with being single, but oh my god, this is so depressing. I'm okay with being single. I don't want to have children, but oh my god, it feels so weird to be going through menopause and your eggs in the fire cell. And is that why y'all telling us to shut up? Huh? Y'all telling us to shut up because Megan Good was out here thirst trapping like a hell? Is that why y'all telling us to shut up? Huh? Y'all telling us to shut up because Tony Braxton out here saying, man, I kind of wish that I did thought it up a little bit. I was too square. I wish I was out here. That's why y'all telling us to shut up? Because this mother, this famous singer with a great voice is out here saying she wished she was out here for the streets when she was younger? That's why y'all telling us to shut up? Because all that talk that Chili was doing, now she's with a younger white dude that's not as famous as her, never not as noticeable, excuse me, notable as her, not as rich as her. That's why y'all telling us to shut up? Y'all telling us to shut up because we're clearly pointing out the fact that Vivica A. Fox thought her life was a movie and now it ain't looking too great, her love life. That's why y'all telling us to shut up? Because we're bringing up the fact that Maya is out here marrying herself? That's why y'all telling us to shut up? Because we're bringing up Taraji doesn't look very stable. And it might have to do with the fact that she don't got no goddamn man. That's why y'all telling us to shut up? Is that why y'all telling us to shut up? Huh? Are y'all telling us to shut up because we're bringing up Ostefco and her anger now, right? Or we're bringing up Real Talk with Yanni, or we're bringing up Chrissy. That's why y'all telling us to shut up? Shut up, men, because you're actually putting words to this. It reminds me of a conversation I had with a young lady that I was dating at the time, part of the B in the LGBTQ brigade, and and I asked her a question. I was like, "Why do you think black women are the most um B in the LGBTQ brigade? Like, why are black women the most bisexual or same sex loving group of people in the country?" And she came up with some, we love, and I think we just love each other, and we love people, and we don't think about these things like other people do, and it's just some airy fairy hipster hippie answer that, like, you're like, what? And like, I didn't, at the time I didn't want to insult her or whatever, but I sat with that for a little bit. I'm like, oh my god. Right, like, "Oh, what, wait a minute," like, it. And the reason why they want us to shut up is because they don't actually want us to take a logical view of that and say no, because you've made yourself insufferable, not just to black men but to men, and we live in a racist society. So you don't make it work with black men. You don't make it work with non-black men. Non-black women are too racist still. So all you got is same-sex loving each other. So they want us to shut up because they don't want us to do that. They want us to leave them in there. We've burnt all of our bridges. Excuse me. We've burnt all of our bridges, and we're gonna come up with some cockamamie feel good answer for why we're in the position we're in. And the cockamamie feel good answer is because black men are not good enough. Black men are not on our level. Black men aren't building. Black men are sexist. Black men are colorist. That's why we're single, because the men of our own race and our own ethnicity don't value us. The men of our own race are pushing us over so that they can run to the pixie stick built white woman. That's it. He doesn't appreciate me and my 400 pounds, my 350 pounds. He would rather be with that stick figure white woman over there. What about the Kelly Rowlands? We ain't passing them up. We ain't passing up the Rihanna's. Oh, I forgot Rihanna's light skin. Sorry. We ain't passing up the Keishas from Belly. We ain't passing up the Lupitas. Come again? Oh yeah, that's what I thought. The problem they have and the reason why they want us to shut up, it was always about them dominating the narrative. See, social media really messed them up, because before social media, they would just get on streams, or they would get on um talk shows, on news segments. They would write articles just destroying the image of black men with very little response, because white racist society loved it. We're going to give black women the microphone. We're going to give them the pen. We're going to let them be the colonizing agent of the black community and rip black men to shreds for us. And then came social media. excuse me. And then came the ability to live stream. And then came the ability to bring people on panels. And then came YouTube allowing it. Oh, the pain. And then came the larger manosphere and the black manosphere. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Particularly for black women, they were supposed to have the dominant narrative forever. That was the goal. Their narrative was supposed to be the narrative. Shiftless black men, sexist black men, colorist black men, abusive black men, child predator black men, colorist black men, mean black men, dumb black men that don't take education seriously, black men that don't want to be providers, don't want to be protectors. For who? I don't know. For these people, yikes, no, y'all could keep that. Their narrative was supposed to be the narrative. And it was all good. It was all good just a week ago, right? See, when all they had to do was go to white racist society, and white racist society would give them the microphone to spew their nonsense about black men, it was all good. Right? It was all good when they were able to speak however they wanted to speak. When you got the little white lady on CNN mocking them about how they're struggling to find men. When ABC is doing whole segments about how educated, hard-working black women are struggling to find black men on their levels, and white society's mocking them and laughing at them, but they don't care because as long as you defecate on black men with us, their narrative was supposed to be the narrative. Oh, and then the interwebs came. And then social media came. And black men who didn't need to go through white society and white racist people's microphone and could speak directly to the people. Uh-oh. And Kevin C says, and thank you for the super chat, Razonda Chili Thomas, age 52, gets divester praise for dating a washed up and forgotten Brad actor named Matthew Lawrence, age 43. Divester fails. And that's why Indigo says, shout out to Matthew Lawrence. Hey, he's the one winning. You know, so let me get this right, black women. At the end of the day, everything you do is for the white man to win still. Throwing black men under the bus, white men win that. You ain't gonna marry. You see, you're not gonna date a younger black dude who's fit. See, so in other words, when Mr. Z told Ebony K. Williams to do, go find you a 28-year-old, 30, because if you're 39, you're about to be 40. Let's say you're 40. Go find your 32-year-old fit brother, chiseled chin brother with a six-pack, and go make him a house husband. No, we can't do that, but we'll do it to the white man, though. Right? We'll be 52 years old and take the white man who only acted with one or two shows back in the 90s, and we'll turn him into a house husband, or at least a house boyfriend. We won't do that for a black man, but we'll do it for a white man. Huh. It's desperate when a black woman. So let me get this right. When Lonnie Love was dating or just getting smashed, let's be honest, by a younger brother, that was desperation. But now that she's in this relationship with this white dude who is not as notable as her, and definitely doesn't earn as much, well, at least that she used to earn. Now that the reel is off of TV, let's see. She couldn't make that younger dude her boy toy and just pay him for the penis. But it's okay for her to pay the frumpy looking white dude for the penis. Like I said before, this is when it comes to equality number one, right? This is what comes with equality number one, and this is why y'all want us to shut up, right? This is why you're suggesting and implying that we're LGBTQ, right? Because we're saying these things outright. We're not giving you some little. What did Ebony? I'm not gonna leave no soft place for you to land. Ebony, there's way more of us than you. Ebony, you're the one who's out here bringing Iyanla Van Zant on to explain why your desperate ass, why your mean loser ass is single. All those looks, all those accomplishments, all that access, and you single. You sassy, mean, desperate loser, you. Mr. Z doesn't make 1/10 of what you make, and I can manage to be in a relationship. Huh. See, we're not supposed to say that. That's why they want us to shut up. I'm the man. I'm the one with the beard and the body hair that work outside. And this attractive woman, connected, educated woman, can't manage to make it work with men. That's why they want us to shut up. Because that's not supposed to be said. We're never supposed to ask why the women are single and never let them give you a chance to say, oh, it's the men. It's the men's fault. That's why I'm single. The men are not on my level. That's why I'm single. That's why they want us to shut up, because once again, their narrative was supposed to be the narrative. And y'all already know, when all else fails in the black community, suggest, imply that black men are gay. When all else fails in the black community, not only blame it on black men, suggest, imply, infer that black men are LGBTQ. That's why. Or they need to be LGBTQ. Meanwhile, once again, the most same-sex loving group of people in the country, right? These are the people. So the reason why we're covering this is to make sure we understand they want us to shut up, and they want to shut us up. With FCC rulings out the window, they want us to shut up. They want us to shut up. Why? Because we're stating the freaking obvious that this feminism experiment has failed, not only because the men are throwing a fit, because you know they always want to say that. Oh, you sexist men. No, the women are throwing a fit. The women are mad. The women are having issues. The women don't want to pick up their end of the bargain. The women don't like this new whatever social contract. It's really not a social contract, but okay. And when the men say it, they want us to shut up. When black men say it, they want us to shut up. They insult us by suggesting that we're LGBTQ. They use LGBTQ in their lifestyle and their sexuality as an insult to straight black men, and no one says anything. Because it's okay for a black woman to be homophobic, especially if she's directing it to straight black men. If she's directing her homophobia to straight black men, it's okay. Nothing to see here. Huh. Huh. These are the people, y'all. 39 years old, mad at the world. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Wrong. Mad at black men. And y'all give me a second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Give Mr. Z 1 second. All right, we're back. Let me get a one in the comments if you guys can hear me, because I know I might be in a kind of a dead zone. I want to make sure that I can be heard. Right. Get a one in the comments if you guys can hear me. Maybe, no. Can you guys hear me clearly? Yes, no. Okay, we're getting ones. All right, all right, all right. All right, perfect. So yeah, so this is why it's important. When they were able to have the dominant narrative, it was all fine. There was nothing to see here. And think what are black men saying? All right, ladies, if this is what you want, this is what it costs. Have you ever considered what men want also? No, and it's sacrilegious. It's sexist to consider what men want. I know what I want. Sorry, wrong word. I know what I demand. We don't have to care what men want. We shouldn't. Considering what the opposite party wants as a woman is sexist. Adhering to what the opposite party wants is definitely sexist. Right? What? How it go again? I don't know what just happened. I think the car connected. Y'all give me a second. Okay, there we go. All right, all right, all right. Yeah. So considering what men want and definitely adhering to what men want. Oh, the sexism. Oh, you see what I'm saying, better you? Now that's misogyny. What? How it go again? We don't do anything for the express pleasure of men. Nope. Right? Y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat, hit the thank you button for the replay squad, and so deal with the consequences. This young lady told us to shut up. She pretty much called us gay. Let's call a thing a thing. She called us gay. She called black men gay, right? Or that we should engage in LGBTQ activity, and she used it as an insult. But don't worry, LGBTQ people would not check her because it's perfectly okay for a black woman to be homophobic towards straight black men, right? So we need to consider, not even consider, we need to adhere to women in their mating strategy and dating strategy, but men's dating strategy and mating strategy is gay. It needs to not to be considered, and if it is considered, it's gay. Huh, okay, fine. Huh. And this is what passes as good commentary. This is what wisdom. This is what a lot of black women like to see. Meanwhile, they're single and unhappy and feeling unfulfilled in more ways than one, pun intended. But all right. But Trail says box tastes great and is less filling. Trail, they don't want to get into that either. Go talk to your LGBTQ homegirls, your butch lesbian homegirls, and they'll tell you those women that are coming out of straight relationships, they ain't trying to do that neither. They're using it as a threat. They might get their rocks off cheating on their man with some chick who does that to them, but they're not trying to do it the other way around. Not for real. They're selfish, is what Mr. Z is saying. They talking all that talk, but many of them, when they go over there to the other side, they not doing their duties either. They're not doing their duties over there either. They're trying to turn these other women into stud daddies, into stud husbands, because imagine that. Imagine you burnt so many bridges with black men that you date out. Then you burn so many bridges with non-black men that not only is it non-black men, it's non-black women, and so what you have left is other women. And then even when you're down to just other black women, you still don't get it, and you still ain't playing right. You still not playing right, right? Imagine that. Is that why y'all want us to shut up? Because understand, no one here is saying, because we're not racist over here. So we're not saying that there's something wrong with black women coming out the womb. There's something about the XX chromosome black when it comes out the womb. There's something wrong with it. We're not saying that. We're not suggesting that. We're not implying that. The question is, what is going on that's creating black women like this, where they can't be in a relationship with men? They barely could be in a relationship with other women. What is happening in these homes, single moms? What is happening where these women are not learning not just to get along with men, to get along with anyone outside of their head? What is going on where these women can't get along with men for more than 5 seconds? They can't get along with other women for more than 5 seconds. And y'all, once again, y'all give me 1 second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Give me 1 second. All right, we're back. Mr. Z had to do boyfriend things. But yeah, so that's what this comes down to, right? And I know we're going through a bit of a dead zone. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Everything in the world is going on. So much in life is going on right now. Uh, and if you're not ready to have this, by the way, ladies, stay single. And some of it really is that how easily they're overwhelmed, right? I can't do this, right? And yeah, y'all. So, and this is why they tell us to shut up. Because we're actually having these conversations and they tell us to shut up. Oh, and they imply that we're gay and suggest it and infer it and just outright say it. And that's a real question. Is anybody calling these women homophobic? Like, I'm not joking. I've said it multiple times, but the question really stands. The question really is anyone telling these women that they're homophobic? Because, by the way, they're homophobic. Or is it okay for black women to call black men gay when these black men are straight and use it as an insult, by the way? Is that okay? Right. So once again, shout out to Phil. Um, Great video, great commentary, right? I definitely want to bring my spin onto it and say why. Because Phil didn't really cover the part where they're saying shut up. They're telling us to shut up. Why? I've given my own take on why. Why? Right? Why do we need to shut up? We're just stating the obvious. And shout out to all the brothers that said no more talk. I'm not even talking. You're not gonna tell me to shut up. I'm just out. Once again, if that's SYSBM, if that's passport bros, right? There's something to be said about a vote of no confidence and just not even having the conversation, not debating, not arguing, right? And in that respect, for the brothers that's anti SBE, I get it. Now we already know Mr. Z leans very heavy into the E part of SBE and some of the S part of SBE, right? But the brothers that are anti SBE, I get it because you serve a role too. And what you're engaging in is important also. Not having the conversation and just saying, no, read my Nikes, right? That's also important. Fine, you want us to shut up? Well, some of us are, right? You want us to shut up? Well, some of us are. The actions aren't changing. You're still single as hell. What Dr. Thunder said, single as French toast. You're still single as hell. Well, you're still bitter as hell. You're still angry as hell. Well, And then to suggest that we're gay. It's always suggesting that black men are gay. Why do these people always suggest that black men are gay and use it as an insult and no one says anything, right? And no one says anything. So, on that note, once again, y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat, right? Hit the thank you button for the replay squad. I'm going to cover there's a couple of other O'Shea videos that I definitely want to cover. So I might come back later this afternoon with that. We might do a panel discussion later on in the afternoon, right? But I definitely want to cover this one because of the shut up. And I wanted to make this, y'all know how Mr. Z is, a macro conversation about them dominating the conversation for decades. And now that we have this little space on social media, and yes, it's getting larger, and you're seeing more mainstream society have these conversations, right? But us having this little space on social media and them wanting to even take that and telling us to shut up, right? Telling us to shut up, even though all we really have is this little space. And for decades, they're the ones who dominated the narrative, and no one was telling them to shut up. As a matter of fact, white society was putting the microphone in their face. White racist society. Let's make sure we get that right. And they didn't even question, why do the white racists want you to talk right now? Why are they encouraging you to talk right now? Huh? Right? So on that note, everyone, y'all have a great rest of y'all day, right? And y'all consider, hey, why is she trying to tell us to shut up? And why is she calling us LGBTQ? Right? And why is nobody calling her out for her homophobia? No one is calling her out for her homophobia. Why is that? Right? And Dr. Thunder says, about to go live talking about the repeal of the RP Civil War, the great marriage debate. Okay, okay. All right, everyone. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Y'all have a great rest. Mr. Z. Oh, wait. How are we doing the outro? Wait a minute. The disrespect. All right. We'll pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content. Y'all go check out other non-Manosphere content. Right. Dr. Thunder's about to stream, so y'all might want to check that out. Right. And y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Mr. Z out. Now that's the right outro. All right, everybody. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. All right, everyone. Mr. Z out.